Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Wednesday, January 28, 2026. Making the headlines tonight, BTL says smart buyout remains under review. Cabinet Minister says BTL would have foreign competition. And Area Rep Musa says he's been keeping his CDF receipts, but will those be disclosed? We take our first break and return with the news in detail.
When working with sheetrock, you need screws that give you quick penetration for a speedy, stable installation. Best Screws, fast frame and fast finish drywall screws are specifically designed for you. Engineered by Best Manufacturing, Best Screws makes every job faster and easier. These screws offer reliable performance with a superior hold. You also save money due to Best Screws affordability. They are cheaper than the leading brands. Get the job done quickly without compromising on strength. For all your drywall installations, get Best Screws Fast Frame and Fast Finish. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature, accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness, and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Manas me, my idea that I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Tired of replacing light bulbs? LEDs are what you need. LEDs last up to 30,000 hours. That's 30 times longer than incandescent bulbs, and up to 8 times longer than compact fluorescents. So less changing and less trash. Planet Earth thanks you. And the LED experts at Brothers Habet and Habet will help you find the best LED solution with colors for every room and mood, starting as low as $6.95. You can even get LED strips for home, office, and industrial use. So say goodbye to fluorescent tubes forever. And because they use up to 90% less energy, you save money. Money you can spend on other things. So head to Brothers Habet or Habet and Habet today. You can also call, email, or Facebook us. Have a brilliant day.
Emotions I'm feeling at the moment are very hard to explain. I am happy, want to cry, but something I can say that's mine now. So I'm very, very happy, and I'm grateful to the government, MIDH, for this opportunity. So thank you so much.
It's going to be something that changes dramatically Michelle's life and those of her children, and I'm very happy that as a government we were able to provide this big step. Having a secure roof over your head gives you stability, gives children and parents a chance to focus on other things like education and health.
My daughter, she's very happy. She's finally going to be able to say, this is my house as well. And my kids are happy, so I'm glad I have something for them. I believe it's a good project for people that can't afford a house. So I believe they should continue for people and give them the opportunities like they're giving me as well.
When our community comes together, hope shines brightest. Join us Friday, January 30th at 7 p.m. for Hope for Dr. Eck, a special fundraising event at the House of Culture. Enjoy great music by Firestarter Sounds, Tone Jam, DJ Clarks, and DJ Woody. Delicious food and drinks on sale. Raffle prizes and dancing, all in support of Dr. Eck. Tickets are $100 per person, and tables are only $50 seating 6, plus a complimentary glass of wine. Prayer of Healing begins at 7 p.m. Presented by Modisco and Niche. For tickets, WhatsApp 624-1828. Home for Dr. Eck, Friday, January 30th at 7 p.m. at the House of Culture.
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. After 9 last night, Belize Telemedia Limited issued a statement acknowledging what it described as the ongoing public discussion of the proposed buyout of SpeedNet Smart, and stated that the company is still considering the matter. It affirmed that no final decision has been made as the issue, quote, remains under review through the appropriate legal and regulatory processes, end quote. At its press conference on January 9, BTL reported that it had discussions with the PUC, during which they addressed concerns of the regulator, and were told the PUC must make decisions in relation to such matters. The company then defended the buyout and what it says it would mean for the national interest. It also listed the entities it has consulted or is set to consult, including employees, the opposition leader, small and majority shareholders, the board of directors, the Social Security Board, the NTUCB, the Chamber, the Business Bureau, the Central Bank, and the Public Utilities Commission. BTL affirms that any potential outcome, quote, will be guided by regulatory requirements and the best interests of Belizeans, end quote. It added that should there be any transition, it would be managed to ensure uninterrupted service, job protection, and due diligence and regulatory compliance. It also defended its valuation process by More Belize as multi-layered, since it says there was an independent technical review by More Global Networks Belo Horizonte office in Brazil. It concluded, quote, this potential transaction is being explored carefully and transparently, end quote. Asked today about the continuing opposition to the acquisition of SpeedNet Smart by Belize Telemedia Limited, Cabinet Minister Karim Musa insisted that there would be competition, but from outside. However, until that happens, there would be no other significant competition to BTL if it is subsumes the second largest broadband provider.
Like I said previously, I think that we are going to have healthy competition regardless, albeit it's going to be in the form of international service providers. But when it comes to this decision, it is going to be made by the board of directors. And I think that they must consider all of the angles, all of the different views, even though they are dissenting views that have been expressed, like you said, from the Chamber of Commerce, from the NTUCB. In coming to their final decision, it cannot just be that you hear just BTL's perspective or what they think will be profitable for the country or better for the consumers of the country. We must also factor in all of these dissenting views as well in coming to a decision.
But sir, I'm not sure if you listened to what the former employees of BTL stated, and I'm not sure how much BTL released to cabinet in its presentation, but the NTUCB, if it is that everyone is getting the same figures, they're saying there are a lot of unanswered questions. So like, are we getting liabilities to apart from assets when that buyout happens? But the former employees of BTL are saying they're grossing about like 11 million annually. So they're saying, why are we buying this old house?
Who is making 11 million annually? SpeedNet, Smart? Okay, and you're saying 11 million is not profitable?
That's what they are saying, but they are calling that an old house.
Okay, well, again, those are perspectives and angles that, like I said, the board will have to consider all of that moving forward with the advancement of technology and where it is now. Like I said, with satellite providers and all of that, you have to assess all those factors in coming to a decision. What is the value of acquiring SpeedNet? Is it just that you're acquiring the customers, or you're acquiring the towers, which I'm sure they are, and how valuable are those towers in modern day technology? And if we can continue to use those for the next 10, 20, 30 years, those are things that you have to forecast when you're making a decision. So I'm sure that those are things that the board will consider.
Musa explained why Cabinet is holding back its position until consultation concludes.
No, I think it is important to note because certain media houses have been stating that, in effect, the Prime Minister is influencing the decisions of the board. And I think it is very important that Cabinet at this time, since it will not be the ones to make the decision, but rather the board, that they do not in any way try to interfere or influence the decision of board members. If it is that Cabinet says yes or no, that might have some impact, or at least the media might say that Cabinet is trying to intervene in the decision making process. And so that is why Cabinet made the decision that it will actually announce its position after consultations have concluded.
As a lawyer and a lawmaker yourself, you know the regulation regarding the PUC that they can reject any merger or takeover that would not encourage competition. What do you believe they should be doing at this point as the regulator?
As a regulator, it's important for them to navigate through this process. very, efficiently. Like you rightly said, it's a situation of going back to one service provider. They seem to think, based on their legal opinion, BTL, that is, that they are in a firm position, firm legal standing when it comes to that, and so they do not expect any pushback or legal challenge. So that is something to consider, though. You're perfectly right. I know that the media has been reporting about a provisional approval that was coming. I don't know anything about that, but at least I am grateful that it was initially put off, because this is a deal that should have been concluded some 2 to 3 weeks ago. I don't think that would have been good. I think that it's good now that they're having this consultation process with all the stakeholders. And so I don't know anything about the provisional approval, but I just know, and I think that the best way forward is to have that consultation be thorough.
Why not a near evaluation?
I don't know. I don't know who did the evaluation. Well, I know Moore Stevens, I think, did the evaluation, but I don't know why it wasn't offered to NERA to do the evaluation. I don't know.
Musa called Tuesday's protest with demonstrators, primarily from the UDP, a decent flex.
I think it was a good demonstration of a healthy democracy. I think it was primarily led by the United Democratic Party and some participation from some of the unions. I think it was a decent flex, so to speak. But again, it demonstrates a healthy democracy to have dissenting, opposing views, and of course doing so in a respectful manner, in a peaceful manner. So, not completely peaceful, but I think overall it went well for them. I don't know per se that it's going to result in phase 1, 2, 3, 4 as what they're saying. But like I said earlier, that is important for a healthy democracy, that we have a vibrant, strong opposition. And so I think it's a good thing. I think it was a good demonstration of a healthy democracy. I think it was primarily led by the United Democratic Party and some participation from some of the unions. I think it was a decent flex, so to speak. But again, it demonstrates a healthy democracy to have dissenting, opposing views, and of course doing so in a respectful manner, in a peaceful manner. So, not completely peaceful, but I think overall it went well for them. I don't know per se that it's going to result in phase 1, 2, 3, 4 as what they're saying. But like I said earlier, that is important for a healthy democracy, that we have a vibrant, strong opposition. And so I think it's a good thing.
The Electoral Division of Caribbean Shores has been receiving $15,000 monthly under the Constituency Development Fund. With a total of 4,475 registered voters, it has one of the highest per capita allocations of $3.35. The lowest is $1.83 for Stan Creek West. In a Freedom of Information request last October, redistricting claimant Jeremy Enriquez a finer breakdown of expenditure. Today, Area Rep Kareem Musa said he has been keeping his receipts and shared what the money is being spent on. He was also asked if he was willing to open the books to the media.
Have you been keeping record and account of your constituency development fund spending?
Yes, I have been.
Are you willing to open the books to the media to show us how those taxpayer monies are being spent?
So each of us, each area representative, both UDP and PUP, as you have seen, we get an allocation each month. It varies depending on your constituency numbers. Those receipts have all been forwarded to the Cabinet Secretary's office, to the Ministry of Finance, and so they have the records. It is now up to them, based on the FOIA request, to see if they're going to release all of those records. I know it's bulky. It could probably fill up this entire room that we're in right now, because it's been several years since we've had the benefit of the Community Development Fund, and so the receipts are many, but those are in the possession of the Cabinet Secretary.
What are a couple of the projects off the top of your head that you would say benefited from that in your constituency?
So we have been able to assist constituents personally with housing materials, with medical assistance, funeral expenses. But in terms of projects within our constituency, all 5 or 6 parks within our constituency have been refurbished. So Buttonwood Bay, Dolphin Park, Lopez Mateos Park has a brand new basketball court. We also have Program Park, Noel Ferguson Park as well. So a lot of it has gone into our parks in our constituency. And last year, I think we had graded over 18 streets in the University Heights and other parts of Caribbean Shores. And so you could see where the money is well spent and documented in Caribbean Shores.
One of the reasons former employees of Police Telemedia Limited say the company has given for why some do not qualify for severance despite the November 2025 CCJ ruling is that they fall outside of a 6-year window since retirement. However, the employees have pointed to scoring through the decision and finding cases for people who left before 2019 and even dating as far back as 2007. Here's former employee Emily Turner.
We eventually wrote them the first list, we wrote them a second list, and when we got the response, that's when they responded with the information that some of my colleagues have shared about the statute of limitation for people that have left before 2019. And we were like, what? Where is that? Why are you saying that? So we are accustomed to doing this, we do our research. So we had already read that judgment from front to end, and we saw that in the footnotes, it is clear that an employee who had left in 2007 was being paid, another employee who had left in 2014 was being paid, and we were like, but why are you doing this? This doesn't make any sense, because then now these employees, and I guess what we are trying to explain is that the BCW never gave up this fight about severance. It was always on a negotiating table. It was always a point of contention. And if we wanted to close our CBA, we had to say that we would leave that for another day. And yes, some of us have served in management and in staff, and we have listened to the position that the company has taken, and we have had to sign agreements that tell us that we are not entitled to this, that if we are only going to get paid our pensions, for example, if we accept that we have no claim to the severance. Well, when the CCJ verdict came down, even that they squashed. They said there is no document, no agreement that you make anybody sign that is above what the laws of the lease say. And I think that is a very important victory for our workers. Because we face this every day when we are working in this country, where employers want to push agreements in front of you to do away with your rights. And we have to sign it because we have to work, And I can tell you this from the experience I've had. It's been difficult to take a stand, but I still have to feed my daughter. I still have to send her to school. But I did it, and I have paid the price for it in many instances.
Today, Cabinet Minister Karim Musa concurred that if the employees qualify, they should be paid.
Yeah, I do not know if that is the decision of the board, that they will not honor these claims. As the Minister of Labor, I think it's important for me to weigh in, and I hope I'm not doing so prematurely, but this is a matter that has been ventilated all the way to the CCJ. There is no other alternative. There's no other appeal process. And so in my respectful opinion, if these employees are qualified for severance based on the CCJ ruling, then by all means, man, you have to pay these people, because how do you think you're in a position today to be buying out other companies if it's not on the backs of these hardworking people from the company? And so if the CCJ has given that ruling, then in my respectful opinion, BTL has to pay them.
The former employees also reported that over the years, there have been some employees who are paid severance at the actual time they left the company. After the break, Minister Musa suing the media over airing of attorneys' remarks regarding Budna kidnapping. Stay with us.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures, customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter, smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights, distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature, accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness, and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
Sir, your item is ready for viewing.
Is that all?
This is everything.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
This time, what can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, I'm saying I help you out right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures. Customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter. Smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights. Distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Minister Kareem Musa has had his attorney write to media houses threatening legal action regarding the publication of comments made by one of Joseph Budna's attorneys on why the minister is personally cited in Budna's constitutional claim. Musa today insisted he had nothing to do with it. Musa said he respects fair comment, but when it goes beyond that, he has his reputation to preserve, particularly for when he returns to private life.
As much as, I am in a court battle with Joseph Budna in a civil matter, and now I'm going to be in a court battle with the media for repeating some of the very libelous, defamatory allegations of Arthur Saldivar, I can still say to you that Joseph Budna is within his right to take a matter to the Supreme Court, and I have a right to defend myself because I know I had nothing to do with that. But when you look at it, it is clear from the video footage that something has committed, a crime was committed, it doesn't justify the fact that we're talking here about a very dangerous individual. And yes, so many vulnerable children are now safer because he's no longer on the streets of Belize. But at the same time, two wrongs don't make it right. So in my opinion, yes, it is clear a crime was committed.
So, you were the minister at the time and Minister Asada is the commissioner. Somebody has to bear the weight of this action.
I did everything in my purview, including encouraging the release of the video footage, including calling for an independent investigation. So in terms of my personal position, I know that I did absolutely nothing wrong and I did absolutely everything right that I could have.
How did you go from being a good guy to a boy named Sue?
Yeah, so as you know, it's been 11 years since I've been in political life as a public figure, and I have enjoyed quite a wonderful relationship with the media, taken some tough licks on the chin at times, and I believe that that is all in fair comment. But at the end of the day, I do have to return to private life as an attorney. I do have children who look up to me, and so I have a reputation to preserve. And I'm certain that the media can appreciate in this particular circumstance. I even warned by text because I saw Channel 5 had put out a post before, and I sent it around to all the media houses, warning that this is clearly defamatory information. And so I have to take a personal stand. It doesn't mean there's any love lost with the media, of course not, but at the same time, I do have a reputation to protect.
In court news, a high school teacher, 47-year-old Alex Jason Norales of San Pedro and Burgess Key, has been sentenced to prison for 18 months after being convicted on 2 counts of sexual assault. Norales, who was a teacher at San Pedro High School, was charged with 3 counts of sexual assault involving female students who claimed he had groped them back in January of 2024. On January 21, the magistrate ruled that Norales was guilty of 2 counts and acquitted him of the 3rd. Norales had maintained his innocence during the entire process, explaining that all he did was hug the students. Many have since come out to support him, stating they believe Norales was set up. The sentences are to run concurrently. Earlier this month, a statutory instrument was signed to allow for the sale of prepackaged labeled retail sugar on the local market. While others can get in on that production, Belize Sugar Industries has been preparing to introduce its line of prepackaged sugar. Today, it showcased both brown sugar and plantation white sugar that meets international standards for quality and safety. During the media tour, Sean Chavarria, BSI's Director of Finance, explained that the packaged products were already being sold on the regional market.
As many of you know, how we've traditionally sold sugar here in Belize is we sell it in industrial size packaging, usually 50 or 100 pound bags. From there, it is then distributed to supermarkets and retailers who would then package it normally in just clear plastic bags. They would use a Sharpie pen and put the pound and the price on that. But we feel that we should really be selling a much higher quality product that meets high quality food standards. But the law had to be amended to allow us the opportunity to do that. And so that law change occurred earlier this month. Because of that, we're now able to sell this product, which is packaged brown sugar and retail packaged white sugar for the domestic market. We have actually been producing packaged sugar for a couple of years now. We had made the investment some years ago, and I believe it was 2 years ago that we had invited the media to come and see it, and we have been trying to get this same product into the domestic market. So the packaging is not a new thing for us. We've been doing it. We just haven't been able to sell it into the Belizean market. So it's a proud day for us. Yesterday we commenced our first sales, and we will be continuing that going forward. With the new crop, we'll be able to start ramping up the production of the retail packaged sugar so that the Belizeans have a choice if they want to continue buying the tie bags, as we call them, which are not labeled and packaged, or you have this premium product which is already prepackaged here at the factory and meets world standards when it comes to food safety and quality.
Chavaria explained that there is still a controlled price for non-packaged sugar.
There remains a controlled price for what we would call non-packaged sugar. And so the controlled price, the maximum that it can sell for is, I believe, 86 cents per pound in the Orange Walk and Belize districts for brown sugar, and 96 cents in the Orange Walk, Belize districts for plantation white. I believe what the government has done is it has allowed an additional cost for transportation to districts that are in the west and the south of the country. I mean, that makes sense given that there's a higher transportation cost associated with that. So I think the maximum control prices in those districts will be slightly higher. In terms of the retail packaged sugar, that is no longer under price control. From our end, we are more or less selling the sugar at about 15 cents more per pound at the mill. But what the landed price ends up being on the supermarket will depend on what the distributor and the retailers charge for that. But from our standpoint, the range that we are looking at is around 15 cents more that we're selling it at the mill.
What will be the benefits, immediate for farmers and the millers in terms of having this packaged sugar being able to be sold?
Well, for sure the farmers will benefit because through the commercial agreement, any increase in price that we receive or can obtain for our sugar, they share in that benefit. So the farmers will share both from the increase for non-packaged sugar and also from the increased price that we will be selling for retail packaged sugar. So the farmers will be able to see a benefit through the cane price.
In recent years, the smuggling of sugar across both borders resulted in sugar shortages in parts of Belize. BSI management had long blamed Belize's lower sugar prices as the reason for the smuggling. Today, BSI's Director of Finance, Sean Chavaria, said with the removal of price control on prepackaged retail sugar, the smuggling of their products should not be much of an issue anymore.
On the reading side, it's going to look like a library, but a modern library for kids. So it's going to be very interesting. When you get in there, you're going to see books, but you're going to see different areas as well. So we're talking about computers over on one side for them to go and research, bookshelves. There's going to be an area for them to sit and look at the TV and learn. So when that teacher feels, or whichever teacher feels like, okay, I want to use the library today, I want to project something and I want the kids to sit on the ground and just listen and we just want to have a fun time learning, that's where they're going to do it. So while we say that this is a library or a reading room, it's a multi-purpose educational room. That's what I want to call it, because there's so many interesting things that will be happening and in that one spot. And I want you to know they wouldn't have to walk outside. They won't have to walk outside to go to the bathroom. The bathroom is going to be right in there. So it's going to be well equipped. When you're in the library, the spaces that you can use will just be endless, and you wouldn't want to go anywhere else, Mr. Giovanni.
In other news, St. John's Credit Union, SJCU, officially marked a major milestone today with the grand opening of its newly constructed headquarters off Buttonwood Bay in Belize City, an area easily accessed by public transport. The event featured a formal ribbon cutting, blessings, and remarks highlighting the institution's long-standing commitment to community development and financial empowerment. CEO Chanel Renaud provided a brief history of their almost 80 years of existence from humble beginnings. She spoke about how far they have come and of the improved service members will now receive.
As we stand here today, I am reminded of just how far we have come. In 1946, a small group of visionary leaders gathered in a classroom in St. John's Primary School on Albert Street and founded what was then known as St. John's Parish Credit Union. From that single classroom to this magnificent facility before us today, nearly 8 years later, we have remained steadfast in our mission to serve our members with integrity and excellence. This building represents our fourth home. From Albert Street to our 1957 building, then to Basher Street in 1984, and now to the state-of-the-art 34,898 square foot headquarters on Buttonwood Bay Boulevard. Each move has marked a new chapter, one of growth, ambition, and an unwavering commitment to innovation and progress. This $14 million investment is more than bricks and mortar. It is a part of a broader transformation underway here at St. John's Credit Union. In 2026, we'll be transitioning to a new core banking system, positioning us to deliver faster, safer, and more efficient services. Alongside this, we'll be introducing new financial products, improved services like our 2 new ATMs, and ensuring that our members are well equipped to meet the demands of the changing financial landscape that we're in. I extend my deepest gratitude to the Board of Directors for their strategic leadership and guidance, to our dedicated and hardworking staff whose input and commitment drives our success every single day.
Mayor Bernard Wagner also spoke about how the significance of the credit union's expansion for Belize City.
When you look at this new headquarters on Buttonwood Bay Boulevard, you're looking at something Belize City understands well, and it is belief made visible. Many of us grew up knowing what a credit union represented. It was where your parents went because someone listened, where a small loan carried a big dream, where people were treated as members, not numbers. That experience really shaped households, businesses, and futures across the city. I could recall long ago going to my high school, Anglican Cathedral College, and we would always pass on the headquarters on Basra Street. Right? So for nearly 80 years, St. John's Credit Union has been a part of that story. And this building really tells us that story is still unfolding. Belize City is a place where institutions either root themselves deeply or they don't last. St. John's Credit Union has lasted because it chose community, it chose consistency, and it chose trust.
SJCU officials noted that the modern headquarters was designed to improve operational efficiency while providing members with a more comfortable and accessible banking experience. The facility houses expanded customer service areas, upgraded technological infrastructure, including 2 ATMs and office spaces intended to support future expansion. The ceremony concluded with a tour of the facility and fellowship among attendees, marking what leaders described as a proud and historic day for St. John's Credit Union and the wider Belizean financial community. After the break, Belmopan City Council condemns misconduct of employee in viral video, and Sand Hill hosted baseball tournament featuring Belizean, Mexican, and Guatemalan teams. Stay tuned.
Man, that's me. My data done, and I really need to get my ad out today.
Really? Well, you can join our smart group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Ting Atlantic Bank.
Tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria, con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente. Ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m., en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
We all know the importance of running water and proper drainage in your home. That's why we rely on a fully functional plumbing system. At Benny's, we have all the plumbing supplies and accessories you need. Our pipes, fittings, valves, and adapters are made from durable quality materials. Remember to wash your hands with clean running water from your faucet. We have kitchen and bathroom faucets in various styles and finishes. Whether for installation or maintenance, make sure to use recommended PVC cleaner, solvent, and Teflon tape to fix or prevent leaks. We also have the tools to get the job done. For all your residential, commercial, or industrial plumbing needs, shop at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature, accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness, and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
Emotions I'm feeling at the moment are very hard to explain. I am happy, want to cry, but something I can say that smiles now. So I'm very, very happy, and I'm grateful to the government, MIDH, for this opportunity. So thank you so much.
It's going to be something that changes dramatically Michelle's life and those of her children, and I'm very happy that as a government we were able to provide this big step. Having a secure roof over your head gives you stability, gives children and parents a chance to focus on other things like education and health.
My daughter, she's very happy. She's finally going to be able to say this is my house as well, and My kids are happy, so I'm glad I have something for them. I believe it's a good project for people that can't afford a house, so I believe they should continue for people and give them the opportunities like they're giving me as well.
Last week, a video was uploaded to social media showing a man purportedly taking a $20 bill left on the counter of a food establishment in Belmopan by a 7-year-old boy. The video quickly went viral, and the man was eventually identified as an employee of the Belmopan City Council. On Tuesday, the council issued a statement distancing itself from the action of its employee, stating there is a zero-tolerance policy in place for such actions. It wrote, quote, "Such behavior is completely unacceptable, deeply troubling, and runs contrary to the values, ethics, and standards expected of all employees of the Belmopan City Council. We maintain a zero-tolerance policy for theft, abuse of trust, or any conduct that brings harm to residents, especially children, or disrepute to the institution," end quote. The council also noted that they are reviewing the incident and assured residents that the employee will face appropriate administrative and disciplinary actions. On Saturday, the Baseball Federation of Belize, in collaboration with the Belize Visionary Foundation of Baseball and Softball, held a Babe Ruth Baseball National Tournament in Sand Hill, Belize District. The tournament featured teams from Belize as well as teams from Mexico and Guatemala. Anthony Smith, who is a Belizean baseball regional star, spoke of how the youth benefited from the tournament.
Yeah, it was a competition this weekend in Sand Hill, which was a nice competition with Guatemala, Mexico, and 2 teams from Belize. And a lot of kids, I think the youngest was probably the age of 16 or 15. And it was a great experience for them to learn the game and see a higher caliber players, to get better. Man, it was amazing to see these youths, man, and to see the drive and love and the passion they had. And it was a good amount of them. And I want to keep seeing it like that. You know what I'm saying? It was the first time seeing so much youth there playing and learning the game of baseball, even if they weren't higher level, you know what I'm saying? It was just the experience that's going to matter a lot in their lives, so they can want to get better like the pros or like the guys that they look up to.
Smith wasn't playing for Belize as he has a long history with Mexican teams, but spoke of how he cherished being able to play baseball on Belizean soil. Smith was the star for his team, the Irish, as his grand slam, which is a home run with the bases loaded, gave his team the big victory.
Parece que la bola se fue. Y la bola se fue. ¡Honrón! De Anthony Smith. Y nuevamente cuadrangular con casa llena, señores. Esto se está poniendo como una masacre.
Man, Giovanni, it was really nice to complete compete on Belizean soil, man. It felt great to have a lot of Belizeans there, have some rice and beans, you know, and to even have Mayor Bernard Wagner there and his people there, you know what I'm saying? It was really good, and to see the crowd that came. And this is just the beginning. It felt really great, and to see my country supporting baseball, you know. Yeah, I wasn't playing for Belize, but I'm always Belizean in my heart, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why is because Mexico adopted me to play baseball for them for about 6 years now, and Belize already had a great pitcher that his name is Kobe Castellanos from the States, you know. Great kid, pitches nice and solid, nice speed too, you know what I'm saying? So playing with my Mexican team was just amazing. We were well dressed, we looked nice, we made sure we practiced together, we made sure we warmed up together, you know, and the competition was very competitive, especially with the young legends, Harold Nava's team, you know. I felt like the competition was gonna be us and them, but it ended up being us and the young Vipers with that great pitcher from USA, from California, you know, and it was great to compete with him. My team actually won the championship, and I was one of the stars of the team.
Which is no surprise to anyone, right?
No surprise. It was amazing because my Mexican players, they played well. The Belizean teams, they played well too. It's great to see the Guatemalan team there too playing, and to have that partnership with 3 different countries, you know. And so, man, we ended off with me hitting a grand slam, and that was it, 17-0, you know. Had to call it a night.
Smith said his Mexican teammates and supporters fell in love with Belize during the tournament. He also thanked their sponsors, which included the leader of the Orange Party in Chetumal, Lydia Rojas.
Community Pharmacy in Belmont. I have Dr. Anibal Larrea from Cayo. I have Dr. Jose Sanchez, Dr. Ramon Yacob, that was a part of this. And another sponsor, you know, that made this possible and made this trip great, because without them, I wouldn't have been able to bring the Mexican team all the way from the border to take them to the game and take them back in a nice bus with AC and everything. They love Belize, and thanks to the Orange Party in Chetumal, the Orange Party, Miss Liliana, Sylvia, and Larita, and thanks to all the Mexican fans and Mexican people that came to support their team, and they fell in love with Belize, you know.
In more sporting news, Pro FC's 20th event is scheduled for this Saturday at 7 p.m. sharp inside the Lord Ashcroft Center at the Fort George Hotel and Spa in Belize City. Many regional stars will be competing, however, many Belizean stars will be featured as well. One such athlete is up-and-coming star Dominic Piano, who at only 17 years old will be part of the event's main card. Today he spoke of his preparation against Emiliano Chacon of Guatemala.
So my preparation focuses on keeping my range, my striking, and playing smart about this, so I could try and finish this guy and finish this fight faster.
Okay, you're young, but you have experience already. How do you think the experience you have will help you to win this fight?
It helps me with the crowd, because compared to my first fight where I was really nervous watching the crowd, until now, like, the crowd doesn't really scare me anymore, so it's less nerves going into the fight.
Do you have any message to your competitor?
I don't have any message, because I just go in there and I just fight. I don't have any message until after the fight.
Okay, can you talk about your sponsors and your supporters who would like to thank, along this journey?
Well, right now I only have one main sponsor, and it's Chef Roger Lebanese Cuisine, and I'd like to thank him for always helping me. My friends and family, I'd like to thank my mom and my dad for always helping me no matter what, and they're pushing me to be the best that I can be. And I'd like to thank my brother, who looks up to me, and my sister, who also looks up to me. A bunch of my friends and a bunch of my family members said that they're going to come out to support me this weekend, and I really do appreciate their support, because I can't do this sport without them. I should just come out and watch the event, because it's going to be a nice event. And Mr. Silvino and the Pro FC organization, they worked hard to prepare an event for all of us to enjoy and to watch.
And a special groundbreaking ceremony was hosted by Eden SDA Pre and Primary School in Santa Elena on Monday. As we have been reporting, the school has emerged as a leader in the country in special education, especially for their inclusive approach. Special education students are fully immersed in classrooms with the entire student body. This captured the attention of Opal Enriquez, the president and founder of the Foundation of American Belizeans. Enriquez's group joined with other partners to help fund the construction of a new building on Eden's campus to house a reading room and sensory room fully equipped for special needs students. Enriquez spoke about the importance of the initiative.
It's significant, definitely. In Santa Elena, Eden SDA primary school and preschool is very passionate about integrating special needs kids with their neurotypical students. So the special needs kids are not isolated at all. They're right there in the classroom with the other children. And that really resonated with me because I am a parent of a special needs child. My son is autistic. And inclusiveness is what is changing his life. Just being treated with the same amount of acknowledgement and dignity as other kids. So that really spoke to me. And in addition to that, we did the groundbreaking for a building that will house an area for special needs kids, a sensory area, as well as a computer lab where they can practice STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So we're really excited about that. We're not just giving them books and computers, we're giving them science equipment, as well as manipulatives for the teachers to help them teach reading, and a sensory area for the students with special needs. So it's a big deal, and we were happy to assemble the partners and also engage local government in order to get this, literally off the ground.
If you had a message to those students that are there and the ones who are to come who will benefit from, the building and what all the services that they would have, like what message would you have for them?
I would say we see you, we believe in you, and what we're building is for you to continue the legacy that we're starting. We know, readers of today are leaders of tomorrow, and we want to give you the resources that you need to not only become your highest self, but to also be able to reach down and help somebody else one day.
Eden's principal, Sharon Carr Lopez, said the school had been trying to raise funds for a sensory room and a library and is grateful for the donation. She spoke of the purpose of the sensory room.
The building would be divided into two rooms, the sensory room and also the library. So the sensory room is mainly for our special needs kids, and I know a lot of people are aware that Eden is quite involved in special ed. We have a lot of special ed kids, and at times they get very overwhelmed with the things that are happening just around them or something that bothered them earlier before coming to school. And so we don't have a space for them to go and regulate. And so that sensory room will work for that. So they're going to be able to go in there to listen to music, watch a video, read something, but it's going to be like their safe haven. Now, the Foundation of American Belizean and the other sponsors have also they're also donating items to go in there. So we have manipulatives, we have sensory fidgets, we have a lot of other spaces that they're going to have within that same room for them to enjoy. When we mentioned this the first time, Ms. Opal, who is the president of Foundations of American Belizeans, she said she wanted a swing, and we were excited because who would put a swing in a building? But imagine a swing and an inside swing, of course, for them to read or for them to enjoy. And I think that is something that we need to look at a lot. And so I'm grateful that they're going to complete that section with everything that the kids need for them to de-escalate.
The other portion of the new concrete building will house a library. Principal Carr Lopez said that the reading section will serve as a multi-purpose educational room.
On the reading side, it's going to look like a library, but a modern library for kids. So it's going to be very interesting. When you get in there, you're going to see books, but you're going to see different areas as well. So we're talking about computers over on one side for them to go and research. Bookshelves, there's going to be an area for them to sit and look at the TV and learn. So when that teacher feels, or whichever teacher feels like, okay, I want to use the library today, I want to project something and I want the kids to sit on the ground and just listen and we just want to have a fun time learning, that's where they're going to do it. So while we say that this is a library or a reading room, it's a multi-purpose educational room. That's what I want to call it, because there's so many interesting things that will be happening and in that one spot. And I want you to know they wouldn't have to walk outside. They won't have to walk outside to go to the bathroom. The bathroom is going to be right in there. So it's going to be well equipped when you're in.
And with that, we've come to the end of our newscast. The repeat can be viewed on this station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of the news. And remember, you can always catch up with the day's top stories on our YouTube channel and Facebook page under XTV Belize. And you can watch the evening news live on our XTV BHNI app. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.